All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this 100 kilo snatch from TJ's volume day. Not, not a great lift right here. Let's see what we're looking at. So, big thing that I noticed is that he had to take a massive step back to save the lift, which is usually not a good sign. Anytime that you have to step forward or backward to save a lift, it's not ideal. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Start position looks good. He's got a unique start position because his body position or his body lengths are a little bit different than most people's. He's very more similar to Chinese lifters, where their hips and their knees are going to be closer to level rather than most American lifters needing, or longer limb lifters needing to have their hips above their knees. So we've got knees and hips level with each other, chest above, and it stays up, which is fantastic. That's what you want. You want hips and shoulders to move at the same time. Now here's where it starts to get a little bit, even still, he's doing a fantastic job of keeping his feet flat, but you can kind of see that he's leaning back a lot. I'd like to see him stay over the bar just a little bit more and try and drive the bar up rather than right here. You can kind of see especially where it happens. Okay, so he hits the bar forward subtly. It's small. It's small. He's still staying connected to the ground here. This is fucking amazing. But here's where he misses it. So he's leaning back a lot. That is going to be your first issue. If you're leaning back a lot, your body momentum is moving backwards, which is going to make it more likely that you're going to jump back a lot. And then here's the second issue, is instead of pulling himself under, he starts to go away from his body with his arms. You can see his arms are almost staying straight here, and then they're turning over. But there's a lot of space between the bar and his body, his face, his head, where I would like to see him try to emphasize, one, don't lean back quite as much when you go for the extension. Drive up, not back, for the most part. And then two is pull those elbows up high and tight at the top of your pull. And that's going to really just be pulling yourself under. But here he's really emphasizing the leg drive to get the bar moving. And then he's trying to sneak under the bar. And let's take a look at his feet. And his feet jump back kind of a significant amount. That's almost like half a foot's worth, or even a foot's worth. And you can see he's just a little bit unstable in his catch because of that. His left foot kind of kicked out a little too far back and wide for his squat. I know he's got some mobility issues on that side as well. And then to stand up and save it, that's another big thing. If you have to stand up, you probably didn't stabilize it well enough. If you have to rush out of it on a snatch, different on a clean. On a clean, you want to get out of that clean as fast as possible. But on a snatch, you need to sit there, make sure you're stable, and then stand up. There's no rush. If you are rushed, you probably didn't have the bar in the right position or your body in the right position. So what I'd be willing to bet, the biggest thing that he needs to work on here is going to be making sure that he stays over the bar and doesn't lean back a ton. He doesn't need to have a big old C shape in his body. If you were to look at it from the side, he needs to be more straight up and down, and then finish that pull with the elbows straight up and turn over and kind of keep the bar lightning close, like grazing the hair as you're turning over. Which he did turn over pretty smooth, but it was just out in front of him already, and he was leaning back a whole bunch. So he's just gonna be very, very far back on his heels and that body weight in the catch. So that would be the biggest thing for him to work on. Start position looked good. Pull position all the way up to the knee looked good. So when he started transitioning from the knee to the hip, so when he started leaning back a little too much, and that just sent the whole lift backwards. So try to think more straight up and down and high and tight with the elbows. I mean, that should fix everything.